Okay, now starting with the next topic, let us first revise what we have done in the previous classes, because that is somehow related with the next topic. We have already done number line representation, right? Let us revise that part first. How was number line representation done? This way, we have 0 in the middle. To the left hand side, we have all the negative integers. To the right hand side, we have all the positive integers, right? This arrow indicates, the arrow on the both side indicates that this line can go on as much as possible up to infinity, and you can extend it from left hand side also up to infinity. Now that was simpler. Why? Because you were required to only represent integers on number line. For example, you have to represent -2 on number line. How do you do it? You make a number line, you plot the numbers on it, and you mark the number, whatever is to be represented. Now, how will you represent rational numbers on the number line? Right? That is what we are going to discuss in the topic. Now, before moving how to draw, you must consider the two cases. See, to make it simple, I have divided the topic into two parts. The first part would be my first case, that is, if the numerator is smaller than the denominator. We will be discussing the first case now. If the numerator is smaller than the denominator, what should be done? You make a line, whatever measurement you want it to be, right? Just see how much is written. Let us consider the first case, -3/7 here. You have to represent this on the number line. Now here you can see that what is written in the denominator? 7. 7 is definitely bigger than -3, right? So what we do is, whatever is written in the denominator, divide the line into that many arcs. How would you do that? Okay, one more thing you need to make sure, that this number is negative. So definitely this number is going to lie on the negative side, that is on the left hand side of 0. So you will be required to mark a 0 on the right, and the number is lying somewhere here, so it will be lying here somewhere. Okay? Now you divide this into how many parts? 7 parts, equal parts. So I am dividing it into 7 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Just measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. I have divided my whole line into 7 equal parts between 0 and 1. Why I have taken 0 this side? Because my number is negative, it will be lying on the left hand side of the 0. Now we can number them. How? This will be -1/7, -2/7, -3/7, -4/7, -5/7, -6/7. Just think, what will be -7/7? It will be -1, right? That means our divisions are perfectly correct. So now, where is my -3/7? Over here. Got it? Similarly, we have the next case also of the same kind. Here also you can see that numerator is smaller than the denominator. So what we will be doing is the similar thing. We will take 5/9. Now I am going to draw the line of any measurement I want. First step, see whether the number is positive or negative. It is a positive number. So obviously it is going to lie to the right hand side of 0. To the right hand side means the 0 would be here and the 1 would be lying here. Now what is written in the denominator? 9. We will be required to divide it into 9 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. You can count it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So we can see we have divided it into 9 equal parts. Now you start numbering them. 1/9, 2/9, 3/9, 4/9, 5/9, 6 by 9, 7 by 9, 8 by 9, and the next would have been how much? 9 by 9. So you can see 9 by 9 would have been the one only, right? So we don't need to write 9 by 9 here. Now can we make out where is our 5 by 9? It's over here. Done? So this was the case for rational numbers on number line when the numerator is smaller than the denominator. Now considering the next case. Obviously one case is numerator is less than the denominator. What will be my second case? Second case would be that denominator is smaller than the numerator. This is the other case. Okay, I have written the rest two examples for this case only. Let us take the first one. It is 8 by minus 5. You can see here that the number is coming out to be negative only. That means it will be lying on the negative side. Before moving on, you must always convert this into the mixed fraction. Now how do you convert a fraction into mixed fraction? I hope you are aware of the division way. We have been taught in a younger classes. What will you get if you divide 8 with the 5? 5 ones are 5, 3 is the remainder. So your mixed fraction becomes how much? 1 whole with the minus sign. 1 whole 3 upon 5. This becomes my mixed fraction. Now you can see that this mixed fraction shows this number is more than minus 1. If it would have been minus 1 would have come. But now this mixed fraction shows that this is going to lie at a point more than minus 1. Definitely clear about it. Now what we do is, we'll draw the number line as we have been drawing, right? We will be marking the points. Now this is going to lie at a position more than minus 1. So we will be starting from minus 1 and ending at minus 2. Minus 1 starts from this side. From that side only this number will be lying in between these 2 points, right? Or somewhere beyond minus 1. So what will be required to do? We will be required to write minus 1 and minus 2 somewhat here, like this. This is how we have chosen our point. Now what is written in the denominator of the fraction? 5 is written. Now what we do? We divide the line into 5 equal parts. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. I have divided the line into 5 equal parts. Now I will start numbering them. How do I number them? 6 by 5, 7 by 5, 8 by 5, 9 by 5, and this would have been minus 10 by 5. Minus 10 by 5 would have been minus 2. That means I am correct with my position. Now this, why I have started with minus 6? See, I made a line. First of all, let us forget all this. First of all, I had a fraction. I noticed its denominator is less than its numerator. I immediately converted into my mixed fraction. Now this mixed fraction shows that the number will be lying somewhere at a position more than minus 1. So we can make a line, mark minus 1 and minus 2 on that. So now I will divide the line into 5 parts. Why? Because the fraction shows what it has, denominator 5. So the line is divided into 5 equal parts. Why I have started numbering as minus 6? That is because 5 is written in the denominator. You start, 5 parts are already done. You start with 1 extra. 5 plus 1. That makes 6. So 6 by 5, 7 by 5, 8 by 5, 9 by 5 and 10 by 5 would have been the same, right? So now you can actually mark your point. This one. Got it? Similarly, let us take another example for the same. That was minus 17 over minus 10. Here also we notice that the number has a numerator greater than the denominator. Immediately you convert it into the mixed fraction form. How do you convert it? You divide 17 with 10. How much it will go? With 10 ones are 10 only, because 10 twos will be 20. That will be greater. So we get here, the minus and minus will become plus automatically. So we get 1 whole 7 over 10. Right? Now my number is positive. That means it is going to lie to the right hand side of the 0. So what we do? We draw the line as we have been doing already and mark the 0 and 1. Now the same case, consider your fraction. How much is written in the denominator of the fraction? It is 10. So what we do? We divide it into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. I have divided it into 10 equal parts. Now I will start numbering them from how much? 11. Let us start from 11. 11 by 10, 12 by 10, 13 by 10, 14 by 10, 15 by 10, 16 by 10, 17 by 10, 18 by 10, 19 by 10 and 20 over 10. See, I have again made a mistake in this. I want you to point it out. My 20 upon 10 would come here, right? So is this a mistake that I have written 1 here? No. Why? Because 20 upon 20 is 1 only. The values are almost equal. They are actually equal. So I have not made any mistake here. It's correct that I have written it 1. You write 20 upon 20 there or 1. It's up to you. But both are the same values. Okay? So what I am going to do now? I am going to mark my point. That will be 17 over 10. So this is how we represent rational numbers on the number line. Always consider the case. If the numerator is less than the denominator, you draw it in this way. If the numerator is greater than the denominator, you do it this way.